Hey folks, hope everyone's doing well. Just wanted to take this opportunity to talk about my 2020 collecting goals. While I do that, I'm going to open up this box of 2019 Series 1 just to give you something to look at while I'm talking. I got this from one of the Daily Dash or Daily Deals, or I don't remember what it was, something that blowout.com did. They had boxes of these for $30 a piece, or a case for like $300 or something. So I went ahead and got a case of these. I've gone through about half of them. My wife and I have opened up several of the boxes together. I've opened up one or two by myself. Before I get to that, I did pick up this card from the post office yesterday. I got a text shortly before I left work that the package had been found. So I swung by the post office, picked this up. This little white spot, oh, it's on the case. I was gonna tell you it's on the case. If you haven't seen Philmington's video of this, go ahead and watch it. In it, he debates if he'll send it to BGS or PSA. I've decided that I will send it to BGS because it has two soft corners, and I think that the corners might get an 8.5 for an overall 9 grade on it. If I send it to PSA, I'd be afraid that they would give the card an 8.5 overall. I might be wrong about that. I sent a 2013 update pink numbered out of 50 Anthony Rendon to BGS, and it had 3 soft corners, I thought, and they graded the corners a 9.5 and gave the surface an 8.5. So I might be wrong about that, but I think the corners are probably closer to an 8.5 than a 9. So since it's on that borderline, I'd like to go ahead and send it to BGS and try to get that 9 overall grade. But a very nice pickup of a great contact hitter. I think in Philmington's video, he talks about how this guy has the potential to consistently be a 300 plus average per year batter. And I think he's right on that. The guy doesn't have a ton of strength, but he has good contact, pretty good speed. So I could see him having sort of a 310 to 325 average if he does similarly to what he did in 2019. So I'm going to get that graded. Very excited to finally get that in hand. I'm going to start busting these packs open. No huge hits in here. I think Series 1 is often overlooked because you tend to get the bigger stars in Series 2. 2019 Series 2 had the big 4, but Series 1, the rookies are Luis Urias. You get a Ramon Laureano, who has some strength behind his hits. You have Michael Kopech, if he could ever come back from his Tommy John surgery. I think he had Tommy John surgery. Home run challenge card. You have some other pretty good rookies. There's the Luis Urias. And then you have the second year cards of Soto, Ohtani, Acuna. You have Mike Trout in this series. So for the price, I think it's a pretty good box, especially if you hit a parallel of one of those guys. The last box that my wife and I opened, and then you have the SPs. We pulled an Acuna short print where he's coming out of the dugout and making some sign. And it was beautiful. It's a beautiful card. I think you get Kyle Tucker in here too. It'll be, I think it'll be a 10. And those sell pretty well. Jose Ramirez, hopefully he can have a good season. 2020 had sort of a lackluster 2019, although I think he picked it up towards the end. Dynamic duo. So my 2020 collecting goals. In 2019, I made a goal to myself to focus more on quality rather than quantity. And I came up with that goal just one, because I'm, as a huge baseball card fan, you fall into the easy trap of sort of hoarding cards. And I see the hit. I've yet to pull an autograph out of any of these boxes. Bryce Harper. I tend to hoard cards more than I do sell them, especially when you get a lot of like $1 and $2, $3 cards. And when my dad passed away a few years ago, I inherited from him probably 20 plus 1,600 count shoe boxes of mostly top-loaded cards. And these were cards that were, Brandon Lau is another good one in the set. I think he was number 3 in the AL Rookie of the Year voting. And these cards were probably a couple of bucks back in the day, 15, 20, 25 years ago, maybe up to $5. But now they're worth about 50 cents. Okay, got a Ranger Suarez Rookie Independence Day out of 76, numbered 73 of 76. Maybe he can be the next Clayton Kershaw, you never know. But yeah, today these cards are probably at best 50 cents for the most part. There are some good ones in there. It was in one of those boxes that I found an uncased, untop-loaded 2011 Topps Gold Update, or Topps Update Gold Mike Trout about a year ago. Sold that way too early also, but it's just a lot of cards, and I did pretty well. One of the reasons that I started doing so many bulk submissions to PSA was try to weed through these cards, the 150th, weed through these cards and pick out the ones that I thought would grade well, and maybe lot up the other ones into player lots or team lots, or do something with them to try to whittle the size. I'll call it a collection, but whittle the hoard down a little bit. And I was successful with that to a degree, but I would like to be much more successful this year. I was in Germany up until June, late June, so it was very difficult for me to do things over there. But being back and having all those cards now in a storage unit near my house, I would like to be able to hit those a little harder. Before I left Germany, I bunched up a bunch of cards. I was getting sort of in a frantic hurry to try to get things pushed out. So I lotted up a bunch of good stuff into a lot and sold it for probably about an eighth or a tenth of its true value. And it kind of bothered me that I did it that way. So I'm going to focus more on player lots, small lots, team lots, and sending orders off to checkoutmycards.com to try to reduce the pile that way and maybe increase my profits. But so my big goal is to, Carlos Correa Gold, is to focus on quality over quantity again, but better than I did last year. And on top of that, I'd really like to get 4 things for my collection. The first is a nice mid-grade 1953 Topps mantle. I love that mantle. I've owned several. My highest graded one was a PSA 8 off-center that I owned several, probably closer to a decade ago. Beautiful card, worth much more now than when I sold it. But I would love to get a nicely centered mid-grade XX Mint 53 Topps mantle, working my way towards that 52. And my long-term goal is to have a complete run of mantles from his playing days. I've owned every regular issued mantle out there from 51 up to 69, but not at once. So I'd like to get that together. Gleyber Torres, forgot that he was in Series 1. I'll have to go through these after and look for the short prints. Next on my list is to finish a 1953. There's a 1953 theme here, and I don't know why. I think it's because I just like the looks of those 53 sets. But I want to finish my 53 Bowman Color set. I started it last year in Germany. Look, I got a D. Gordon regular and a D. Gordon Gold. I started it last year in Germany. My wife and I, actually, we'd come back to the States to visit her family, and we stopped by a card shop, and she bought me a card, and it was a 53 Bowman Color Robin Roberts, and I already had a few of the 53 Bowman Colors, and it's just a beautiful set. The photography is great, very beautiful vintage photography, and that sort of got me into purchasing more of the cards here and there, not really thinking about putting together a set. But after about 10 or 12, I thought, well, why not? It's a great set. Has a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of Hall of Fame power in it. So I started picking those up. Of the 160 cards, I think I have about 78 or 80, so I'm about halfway there. So I'd like to finish that out this year. Again, and probably an overall very good, excellent condition. I had a mantle, and it looked horrible. It was a fair PSA 1.5, and it was horrible looking, so I sold it. When I was in Germany, I ordered a Barra Mantle Bauer. I forget the card number, 44 maybe? No. But it was a PSA 4, and I had it sent to my mom, because I don't remember why I had it sent there. But I said, put this somewhere safe, and I'll pick it up the next time I'm at your house. And she has misplaced the thing. And so that was, I forget how much that was. It was a few hundred, I think. And I have no idea where that card is at my mom's house. So that was the last time I had stuff sent to my mom's house for safekeeping. Even though she's a very put together person, she just got overwhelmed with cards, I think. So many cards in that house. I'll tell you, if you could go through my parents' house right now, there's still a lot of cards. They had a basement full of cards from the 90s. And some of it's damaged, but I did find, the last time I was there, every time I go to my mom's, I slowly try to weed through the stack, the hoard of cards that's there. And last time I was there, I did find a couple of Upper Deck. Be on the lookout for Lords Guriel rookies from 2018. I think he's got some good power. I did find some 1993 Upper Deck Jeter rookie, a couple of Jeter rookies, a couple of Collector's Choice Jeter rookies, and a Topps Jeter rookie. So it was a nice little Jeter trip for me last time I was there. Tommy Pham 150th. So my first two goals are 53 Topps Mantle mid-grade and a nice, very good, excellent, or better 53 Bowman Color set completion. My number 3 item is not baseball, it's basketball. A card I've never owned before. A card I wish I'd picked up when I initially saw them back about 15 years ago now. 2003, 2004 Topps Chrome LeBron James in a BGS 9.5 or a nice PSA 9 that might cross over to a BGS 9.5, Matt Chapman, another good one. Jack Flaherty, good one. So the 2003-04 Topps Chrome LeBrons in a PSA 10, you're talking a couple $1,000s at least. A 9.5, you could probably pick one up for about probably about $1,200. You could probably pick up a really nice 9 for about $900. So Derek Jeter, about to be in the Hall of Fame. So I'd like to get a 9.5 or a nice PSA 9. Because LeBron is one of the greatest. I don't know if I call him the greatest. I think that title still belongs to Michael Jordan. If you ever got to watch Michael Jordan play on TV or in person, I got to see him on TV many times as a kid. It was just amazing to watch. Russell Martin Gold, Evolution Babe Ruth. And I don't think there will ever be another Michael Jordan the way that he could just take off from the free throw line and float his dunks in. It was amazing. So yeah, we've got 53 Topps Mantle, 53 Bowman Color set, and the Topps Chrome LeBron rookie. I did find some Kobe Bryant rookies while I was at my dad's house, my parents' house too. And the last thing that I would like to focus on getting for this year, Ronald Acuna, number 1, is a 1948, some would say 1949, some would say 1948-49 Leaf Jackie Robinson. Now, because of the price of this, I would probably only get one in fair condition, maybe poor if it's a really nicely presented poor condition card. But I think Jackie Robinson Leaf cards are only going to go up. Juan Soto. One, because he was a good player. Oh, my phone's ringing from someone I don't know. I'll answer it in a little bit. And secondly, because in this sort of PC culture, I think there's going to be more attention placed on it. So I would love to get that card in hand. It's a beautiful card. So those are my 4 collecting pickup goals for 2020. Bigger goal is to focus on quality, not quantity. Whittle down my collection into something manageable. I'd love to have a personal collection of PC that fits in one 1,800 count shoebox, or 2, probably wouldn't happen with 1, 2 shoe boxes, and just have it much more manageable, and something that were something to happen to me sooner rather than later, my family wouldn't be overburdened trying to get rid of 80,000 cards. Because I think my wife would probably have a mental breakdown if I left that to her. So I would like to make it something more manageable for them with clear instructions and, long-term outlook there, hopefully. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope if you have 2020 collecting goals, put them in the comments below. I'd like to see what some of yours are. And I hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye.